Hey YouTube, what's going on, and welcome back to Cairo and his things. Today we've got a video that I honestly never thought that I would be doing because I've said in the past many times that I'm not a big Nitecore fan. However, the one thing that could get me to review a Nitecore product happened, and that is my friend Dom is now carrying Nitecore products. So today we're going to be reviewing the Nitecore EDC29.
Hey, what's wrong?
I've been waiting on my flashlight to arrive for over 3 weeks now.
Why didn't you just order from Gadgetconnections.com?
Oh. Hold up. If you're in the United States, you no longer have to wait 3 to 4 weeks to receive your new Convoy flashlight. I've partnered with a local company, Gadgetconnections.com. It's a small company ran by a flashlight enthusiast like you and I. They carry a ton of different Convoy flashlights, accessories, and other products as well. They ship super fast, have competitive pricing, and if you contact Dom over at GadgetConnections.com, he can help you out with any questions you may have. Get fast shipping and support a local business that I personally trust, GadgetConnections.com. Let's get started with the size and dimensions on this Nitecore EDC29. I'll throw the dimensions up on the side of the screen. And while we're taking a look at that, let's look at some size comparisons. First off here I have the Olight Arcfeld Pro, obviously a very popular flat style flashlight. And you can see here that the Nitecore is quite a bit longer. Thicker as well, and the Nitecore is wider by quite a bit. So when I actually have them in hand, they don't feel that far off, but you can see the Nitecore is bigger in just about every aspect than the Olight Arcfeld Pro. Another flashlight we have here is the Claris Flat Tack X1E, and I believe this is, I think it's the Nitecore EDC27 is what this is very comparable to. So let's take a look here, and I might be wrong on that number. So you'll see there that the Claris is quite a bit longer. This EDC29 though is still thicker on the head. It's got a pretty big head on it. You'll see though that the tail isn't actually that much bigger. And width wise, the EDC29 is just a little bit wider there. So that's the size on the Nitecore EDC29. For the battery and charging on this EDC29, this is working with a built-in 2500 milliamp battery. Now, of course, it being built in is very common for these flat style flashlights. There's not many of them that you're going to be able to remove the batteries in, if any at all. This does have USB-C recharging here, which is access through this little flap on the side. And there's our little charging port. For the design on this EDC29, let's go ahead and start off at the top here. we have two separate buttons, and both of them kind of have like a diamond pattern here. It's not really abrasive or rough, but it's definitely in a way where it's easy to click both of these buttons if the flashlight's wet or dirty or anything like that. Obviously good for real world use. The one button is smaller but raised up quite a bit more, and this other one is more flat. On this side here we do have the USB-C charging port, and on this side we do have a little switch that controls your lockout. Now on the front, of course, we have an OLED screen, so it's a very nice screen, and you're likely going to see it flash on the video, and that's just the way it comes through the camera. It does not flash in person. And then all over this flashlight you'll see that we have this little thing right here. Here, we have just kind of like a design going on the flashlight. Not only is it there for looks, but it does add a little bit of grip, and I find that this little raised pattern here on the sides actually does really help with grips. I tend to run the lanyard in between my two fingers here, and my fingers actually lock in right on these little grips here, and it feels great in hand. Like, it does lock in and secure really well. So I think that they did a good job with the little grip design thing they've got going on here. And as we move to the back of the flashlight here, you can see that we do have a one-way clip. It's pretty large and it's got very good retention on it. It's quite tight. However, it is a little bit lower into the flashlight, meaning about that much is going to stick out of your pocket if you're wearing it in your pants pocket. Also, it does come with a really nice lanyard. If you watch any of my other videos, you know I put a lanyard on just about every flashlight. This is a great lanyard. Really enjoying this, and honestly makes me like the flashlight even more. And you'll see that the flashlight does kind of raise up in certain areas and then slim out and then raise up again. And so as we move further down this flashlight, it raises out the most here at the head. And there's not a ton of features or anything extra going on here. You're just working with two LEDs right there. The emitters are listed as Night Lab UHI 20 Maxes, so two of those, and both are very high performing LEDs. Let's go ahead and take a look at the performance numbers on the side of the screen. And as you can see, this puts out a crazy amount of lumens in what's listed as their Lumen Shield mode or Turbo. It's not super long lasting, but man, when you hit that and it comes on, it is super bright. Now let's take a look at the user interface. I really like the user interface on this. So right now I've got the switch here in the up position. That is lockout mode. So you can move it down to unlock the flashlight. I like not having to do a set amount of clicks. I really like just being able to set a switch. So let's leave it in lockout mode for a second. If you press either button, it does the same thing. It's going to show your battery life. So my battery is currently at 3.93 volts, and you'll see the little battery meter there. So I'm not at full battery anymore. I have used this a bit, but considering how many times I've used Turbo on this, and it's still got quite a bit of battery, so that 2500 milliamp battery is working out quite nicely. Now let's move down the switch here and leave lockout mode. So now we can actually use the light. So these two buttons are going to operate a little bit differently in that your large flat style button is going to be your turbo mode. And then on your smaller raised button, this is going to be your general modes. One thing I really like is that it's a two-stage. So if you don't click it down all the way, you've got momentary in your lowest mode, which is your 15 lumen mode. And then while it's on, it tells me my level and how much time I have left. So level 1, 37 hours left. If I click it, now I can cycle through my different modes. So there's 4 different modes there. And again, this isn't flashing for me in person, but over camera it is. So as I switch, level 2, 100, level 3, 400, level 4, 1200, and see 1 hour, 11 minutes. So the time is going to change depending on what mode you're in. You're going to fully click down both switches on that button right there to turn it off. Now this is going to turn on our turbo in the large one. If I press it down all the way, that's where I'm getting my 6500 lumens. See it running down there in my meter? That's telling me how much time I've got left on that mode. But you can even click it only halfway in to get 3000 lumens if you're not wanting to go to the full 6500. So this is going to be your Lumen Shield mode out of this big button. This is your turbo and kind of like half turbo. And then on the small button, that's where you just run in your general settings. I tend to just use this most of the time in the 15 lumen mode. That's almost perfect for just about everything that I've used it for. Now let's go ahead and take this outside and see what it can do with some beam shots. Final thoughts on the Nitecore EDC29. I'll admit I'm really happy to have this in my collection. I've had this for almost a couple months now since I got it. I've been carrying it almost every single day. Even with all the flashlights I've been getting in for review, I've still just keep reaching for this. I think that it's really fantastic to hold in hand. This might be the best feel in hand flashlight that I have in the collection. 6500 lumens is obviously a lot. I rarely actually use that total output mode. I'm mostly messing around in my general settings mode right here on that small button. It carries well, it feels good, and I've also pulled this out to show some friends, and they've all admitted that this is a pretty great flashlight. This doesn't have all the features. This doesn't have, the UV laser and all that stuff that some of the other flashlights are having right now. And though I do enjoy those features, I think that what Nitecore did with this is just make it simple, robust, great performing, and overall just a quality piece. So I really, really enjoy this flashlight. As far as the price, it's running at $109.95. For what you're getting here, I really think this is a kind of a will last you a lifetime type of flashlight. I know some people might consider the screen kind of gimmicky. I really enjoy personally having that OLED screen on here. And just with everything that this offers, this is a flashlight that I highly recommend. So if you are wanting to take a look at this, check out Dom's website over at Gadgetconnections.com and keep an eye on my channel because I will have plenty more content coming, all types of different reviews of different flashlights. So keep an eye out. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great week.